Hello all, welcome to NetBook and welcome back to Mulesoft tutorials. Today I am planning to talk about how we can send an email using the Mulesoft. That means I am going to cover in this tutorial how we can integrate with the email system. We have a different email providers like Gmail, Outlook, such kind of email providers. I am going to show in this tutorial connecting with the Gmail and sending an email. First of all, we need to understand what is the main requirement of sending emails. Like whenever you want to send a notification to the users, then you can use this functionality. Similarly, and imagine when a bank wants to send a monthly email statements to the customers, we can automate using this functionality, sending a email from the Mulesoft. Like monthly statements through the email, sending these monthly statements can send through the email. So we are going to use email connector in any point platform, which we are going to use email connector in a Mulesoft to send the emails. So the most used common use cases for using this email connector is we can retrieve list of emails from the mailbox. We can retrieve, delete or store emails from the mailboxes, and we can send emails to the customers, and it supports secure connection for all email protocols whenever you are going to send an email. We have three types of protocols, email protocol. Those are POP3, IMAP. POP3 means it is a post office protocol. IMAP is Internet Message Access Protocol, and we have a third protocol is SMTPS, Simple Mail Transport Protocol. So this Simple Mail Transport Protocol is outbound and remaining two are inbound protocols. Now if you want to integrate with the email connector or email system, you need to first of all add an email dependency, and then we need to create global configuration for email. Then we are going to drag and drop send component in a flow. Then we need to map to email, from email, subject and content. And if you want to send some attachments, we can map attachments also. Let's get started. I'm going to use Anypoint Studio for creating a new project. Right click, new Mule project. I'm going to say sys email API. Finish it. As I mentioned previously, first step is we need to add a dependency. Let's go to over here. To add a dependency, we are going to click on add modules. Email module, I'm going to drag and drop over here. As soon as you drag and drop over here, the email dependency will be added. The second step is we need to create a global configuration for email. I'm going to go to global elements, create email or email SMTP. So if you want to send an email, we need to create a SMTP email configuration. Click on OK. So I'm going to use Gmail as my email provider, which I want to integrate it. So I'm going to use SMTP because of Gmail is secure. We can get SMTP details for the Google through the Google website, SMTPS configuration for Gmail. I'm going to go to support.gmail.com website, and over here you can see that configurations over here, and it is outgoing, and the outgoing is smtps.gmail.com. that is the host name. And then the port number is by default, it will come automatically when it is secure, that is 465. That will be populated automatically. Username, I need to provide username. I'm going to provide NetBook for contact at gmail.com is my email which I'm going to use, and password for that. So I don't have any TLS configuration over here, but if your organization is providing the TLS configuration, you need to configure them. So I'm using insecure over here, then click on OK. That is the second step we need to perform. The third step is we need to drag and drop send component. Let me go to the flow over here, message flow. Under this we can see the send component. I'm going to drag and drop over here. When you select that and make sure that email connector configuration, the global configuration which we created just before, it needs to be selected, and then from address I'm going to select netbook for contact at gmail.com which is I'm going to send as a email from this email box, and to email ID is mandatory, which should be an array. So I'm going to send through the payload. I will receive a request over here. Let me put that before. I'm going to use a listener over here. Through the HTTP listener I will receive a request. So I'm going to create a configuration over here, localhost, and 8081 is default configuration. I'm going to use send as path over here. So in this request, whenever I send a request, I will be sending a JSON request which will have to email and subject as well as content. So payload dot email, and if you want to configure the CC address and BCC address, you can select that and you can put it them also over here, but I'm going to keep it optional, and CC BCC always will be optional. To email ID is always mandatory. And then subject, I'm going to use payload dot subject. Similarly the body also payload dot content, which I'm going to send it through the input. And if you want to display that email with a plain text, you can put it text/plain, or if you want to put HTML content, HTML, that you can put it, and you can enable UTF-8 over here. That's it. Save. Now once you send an email, you want to get a response as successful. So I'm going to say transform message over here. I'm going to put it, I'm going to say application/JSON status. I'm going to say OK. That's it. Make sure that over here when you are mapping to email ID is mandatory. And then one more thing is, if you want to send a attachments, we can configure over here the mapping of those attachments over here. This part I will be explaining in our next video. That's it. So let me test it this. Right click, run this project, and while it is running, let me create a request over here in the postman. This is going to be the post method, http colon localhost colon 8081 slash send is my path name. I want to send a email, so for that I need to send some input body. So in the input body I'm going to send a JSON data. So it required email and list of emails I need to provide. Subject, I'm going to say this is the test email, and content, this is email integration test email, and list of emails which I need to provide. So I'm going to use another email which I am going to receive a email, so I will be using this. Let me copy this email ID. So I can pass it more than one email with a comma over here, but I'm going to use as of now only one email. That's it. Let me see. And one more thing is, before that, let me go to my email box. This is my email, which is Global Tech Hub dot contact email, which I should receive a email, because of which I'm going to send it email ID over here. Let me see. You can see it is deployed now. Send a request. Okay, so username password not accepted. There is some problem. Okay, let me do one thing. You need to do one thing, not only configuring that. I mentioned that it is insecure, right? Go to the netbook for contact, that email, whatever the password we have given. Under this email, go to the settings, account settings, security, and over here we need to make sure allow less secure applications. One thing, it should be enabled, because of we checked over here in the global configuration we mentioned that insecure, that's why. Netbook for contact, make sure that we have given exact the same name. Let me copy this. And password also, we need to make sure that it is providing password. Okay, so make sure that this username password should be correct. I just edit it. Clear the console. Now I'm going to test it back again. Send a request. Now you can see the status is okay. That means it is able to successfully send an email. And now I can go to my Global Tech Hub email, and now you can see this is the email which I received 11:50 minute ago. From the netbook for contact email I received an email, and email ID is this, and this is the text which I am receiving in an email box. That simple it is, which we can send an email through the Mulesoft using this email connector. For that, what are the steps we need to perform? Add a dependency, email dependency. Second step is add the email SMTP configuration. Third step is drag and drop the send component over here. And fourth step is we need to configure the from email, to email, subject, and content. And we can send attachment also by configuring attachment, which I will show in the next video. I hope this is clear for everybody. That's it for today. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, share, subscribe NetBook. See you in the next video. Thank you.